Well, hello, Liveleak. What's going on, you live leakers? I hope you're enjoying a cold one of your choice. This is the Aphidlip Show. My name is Aphidlip. We're going to have a fun show here tonight. As usual, things are totally messed up, but that's the way every time I do one of these stupid shows goes, so we should be fine. We got old Jerry. Jerry, if you're listening, hold on a second, buddy. I'll call you, okay? We got Jerry, the American Rebellion, if my roof don't blow off. We got G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe, I see you're in there already, chiming in. It's always good to see old G.I. Joe. Now, G.I. Joe, I know you've been told this one too many times, but there is a 30-second delay, so when you scream that read the chat, I just said that, so I said that 30 seconds ago. I know that might be hard to put your brain around, but just let that sink in for a little bit. We got LOL Banana Fuck, Travis 1991. I saw Equix. Lord Spliffington, I'm sure has some gin. Who else we got in here? Spine Dutchman. Oh, we got the let's scroll up here. Long Beard, as I said, G.I. Joe, everybody's favorite. Travis 1991, thanks for tuning in there, buddy. There's eQuick. CMBWSU, I'm not sure if there's a way to shorten that one down. Zap, always good to see you guys. Looks like everybody's in here, so let's just get started with the show. As usual, I won't read the chat after this point, and the intro is pretty much the best part of the show. So you might as well tune out, go find something else better to do, because it all goes downhill from here. I tried to be a little more prepared this week. I have a longtime member, Pi. He's doing these new interviews with live leakers, so make sure if you want to put your face out there, and who wouldn't? USA won. Congrats, USA won. I got the tall boys. I know the lighting. I don't have the special fancy lighting that Hayden does, and I always have to wear a hat because I don't get a powder on my bald head. But it is, in fact, a shock top. They have the taller cans, so I have to frequent to the refrigerator a little less often. So this one goes out to USA 1 and his bright red star. I'm sure that bright red star will bring you so much enjoyment. There's so many live leakers that will rush to make their arms sore, giving you that pat on the back, or maybe the foot in the ass as they kick you out the door. But we'll see. Mr. Kill C1, who is the gooba? Oh, we got them all. All the live leakers. I love putting myself out in front of you live leakers. So anyway, like I said, we got a big old show lined up here this week. And well, hello, Liveleak. This is Aphidlip once again with another year say. I'm driving around on a Saturday afternoon, Christmas shopping. I'm getting a little thirsty though. I was driving down the road and I came across some protesters. I saw some impeach Obama signs, some other colorful signage that they had handmade and crafted in their home. Something to do with nature, I suppose, because I saw some yellow flags with snakes on them for some reason. Anyway, I know by, let me turn that off. I know by some of the recent polls that Rick Bond has posted here on Liveleak and some other posts and polls I've seen posted that the typical Liveleak viewer might agree with some of these colorful characters that I just interviewed.
Good, because we are paid for that as killing children. Yeah.
Defund Planned Parenthood.
Yes,
That's the most important thing.
I
Right.
Get more guns.
Get more guns.
We need more guns.
More guns.
Yeah,
People need guns.
Do you feel strongly about a candidate one way or another? Or would you like to stress no different ideas?
Trump.
Trump.
Ben Carson.
Trump. Yeah.
That-
I kind of like Ted Cruz. We like him.
Ted Cruz? Yeah.
And he doesn't talk bad about other people. Ted Cruz.
We call ourselves the Canadian Patriots.
There's the kids wake up and cry, get up and cook some bread. Let me tell you a thing or two that a woman like that won't never do. And the man that wrote the Home Sweet Home never was a married man. He never had no loving wife to read you with a frying pan. She'll meet you at the door when you go to come in and knock you down with a rolling pin. And the man that wrote the Home Sweet Home never was a married man.
Yes.
This is the one we get. This is the sign we get most times.
Is that right? Is that the one you like the most? Do you think it's a little late for that now? But it's been around with you guys for so long. I think maybe the time for that might be over with.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We need to impeach him. We need to have the military come in and remove him because, honestly, I don't even think he's sane anymore.
People need guns.
All right. Surprisingly enough, I looked outside and there's all that banging going around, but no rain yet. Just a lot of banging. So that was a fun day we had. Actually, I had stopping and talking to those guys and hearing what they had to say. I want to hear what everybody has to say. I don't really care if I agree with you or not. You know, I'm not going to yell at you or scream at you. But anyway, we got old Pie. He's ready to go. So let's give old Pie a call and have a little fun with Pie. Let me turn him on. There's Skype. See if he answers. Hopefully he does.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, look at that. The smooth sounds of Pie. How you doing, Pie?
I'm doing good, man. Wait a minute. I got the browser open. Should I close it?
Well, if you got the volume on, it might confuse you though, hearing both our voices coming at different times.
I'm gonna shut off the browser.
Yeah, you can just pause it or mute it, whatever you want to do.
Can you see me? Can you see? Is my camera working?
No, I just see your black and white
Avatar? Damn. Wait a minute.
picture.
Let me see.
Oh, you're there. You go. Oh, look at that. You got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Crisp,
All right.
crisp, clear. You're coming through.
All right.
Old
Good.
Jerry, I think has a you got a little bit better bandwidth than old Jerry, I think, but
Yeah, I heard that. He was talking about his phone connection. I guess it's one of those bundled services that he's got.
yeah, I don't know. But it's always good. You know, I had old Jerry. It was around the time that you weren't, you know, on the live leaks here. But I had old Jerry on here, and there was, you might know this guy, Neo Thinker. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Old Neo Thinker. You probably know him. But anyway, it was before Trump. You know, it's been a couple years, 2 or 3 years ago, and I had both of them on at the same time. And I did some research when I was.
You had Jerry and Neo at the same time.
I did. I had them both. I have it. I have it recorded. It's pages back. Maybe I'll look it up and send it to you. Because boy, it sure is a treat. Because what happened was I had both of them on at the same time, and I'm trying to fix this real quick as I'm talking to you, which I always have a problem with doing two things at once. But I had them both on at the same time, and in research, you know how it goes. You know, you want look. And with you, it was impossible because you got rid of all your videos, or I don't know how to find them. But anyway,
No,
we'll get to we'll get to that.
I got locked out of the channel, and I went back every time I went down to try to unlock the channel, because I linked. They had a linking feature on there, and I had my first Paruli channel, from which they call me Pi, and then
right.
That got messed up, and then I made this channel, and then this one I said, well, maybe I can retrieve the Paruli channel by linking this channel, the Nyack channel, the one I'm on now, the Pi channel, and it just went into oblivion. But I could log in, access my videos, and every time I went over there to try to log in, I used to get all pissed off, and I just delete a video, went down, delete them one by one.
Oh no! And did you have backup of them? Do you have all those documented somewhere in a hard drive, or are they gone forever?
No, not most of those. I do have the Ashley video, the singing video, those. Because I know her, and but no, it's impossible for me to back stuff up.
Right.
Somebody was asking me the other day, you have any work, some of your past work? I said, dude, I've been doing this since the 70s, man. Where would I store that?
Well, to finish the story, I had old Jerry on, and I went through, it was much like I do most of these shows. They had the live streaming feature up for a long time, and long time people didn't even use it. And then I came across a guy, I'm sure I can't even think of his name right now. Anyway, it's not important. I saw him doing it. He used to do it in his garage a lot, and he just, it was still a bootleg situation where he just had a laptop on a bench or something, and he was looking into the cam, and he would take Skype calls, but they were obviously on some other streaming platform, and it would just, the mic from his laptop would pick it up or something, and I was just blown away. And I'd been on Liveleak for 2 or 3 years at that point, and I was like, man, this is awesome. You can sit here and talk in the chat with all the people that you've commented with back and forth. So anyway, so I did that, when I took the time and got that thing going, and I didn't have it as smooth as I got it. I didn't have a nice mic to talk into, but I think I did have a green screen back then, and I had some pictures that I popped up, and in prep work, I went, and Jerry had only done a handful of videos, but he was kind of new on the scene. He was kind of like that guy the first guy you interviewed, which we'll get into that a little bit, but it was, so it was, I was fresh with all his stuff, but NeoThinker, he goes back years, and I don't think a lot of people know that. People come and go, you know how it is. And so I went back and I started watching all NeoThinker's videos, and they're pretty long, so I could only watch so many of them. But there was one video where, out of any of the videos, is the only time I ever noticed it, and he said something. I don't know if he actually he didn't come out and say, hey, I'm a Muslim. That's not how he put it. But he was referencing the religion and said we or something like that, and that was, I don't know if he even meant to do it. So Jerry, the guy I just had on here, he really has a hard time with Muslims, and he's not shy to talk about it. So so it was well into the interview, and oddly enough, they got along great. They were just hitting it off, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I was thinking every topic I put up on the screen, they were just going to go back at it and to get to the good stuff. But they just agreed on everything, and I was like, wow, And then I got to I was going down my list of pictures to pop up, and one of them was how many Muslims were in the United States military. And I said, I noticed, NeoThinker, I noticed that, last night looking through all these videos that, you don't say it much, but I think you are Muslim, are you not? And then Jerry just, he thought this was something that I had pre-planned, and it was like, I forgot how he put it, stonewall him or something. I can't remember how he threw him under the bus or something. I don't know, but and I tried to reassure him that no, I did not mean to do that, but I mean, I meant to bring it up. I'm not going to say that. I knew it would, as soon as I saw it in that video, I knew it would be an interesting topic to talk about, but I didn't have it
all
pre-planned.
the time that they were talking up until that point, Jerry didn't know that NeoThinker was a Muslim?
Had no idea. Now, he knew he didn't agree with them because they had both been putting videos out, and they knew that they didn't agree with each other. Yeah. But on every topic we were talking about, for the most part, they were getting along and agreeing on everything. And then we got to that, and it was it was just Jerry just, he really, and I tried to, I think he came, he came out of it, and we finished up but I had asked him, I said, now knowing, because Neo Thinker, I think, said that he would never be in the military, and I said that, or maybe he was in the military. I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch the video. But Jerry's real proud of being in the military, his service and everything. And I had said, knowing that now, you've agreed with him for a half an hour, 45 minutes. The interview went on for over an hour probably. And I said, knowing that now, would you, how would you feel about, old Neo Thinker here covering you in battle? If you guys, were in the trenches together, and he flat out told Neo Thinker, no, I would not. And it was just, I didn't say a word, and Neo Thinker didn't say a word, and it was a good 5-second pause, and I said that
one of those
the silence speaks volumes, because it was just, but it was a really good, I had a lot of fun doing that interview with those two guys. But anyway, so that brings me to you. You've been gone for quite a long time. I know a lot of people, like a lot of these people come and go, and a lot of people probably aren't too familiar with you like I am, and I watched that video that you had done. It was a video that you had done about, and I can't find it because it's gone, obviously.
The challenge.
It was a challenge about what the Yursei section means to you. And at that point, I was fairly fresh, probably a year I had been making Yursei videos. And I made a response video. And I was going to download it and play it like I just did that one about the Patriot, the K&N Patriots, but it was 10 minutes long. And back then, now I cut up my videos a lot, and because I seem to ramble on a lot, and it's just so easier now that I found that style. And I know some people complained about it when I first started doing it, but it's just so much easier. For one thing, nobody wants to sit through a 10, 12-minute video, and I'm sure you probably run into that with these interviews. You got with the one guy, what's his name, Eric?
Eric Lastovka.
30 minutes, and I'm sure that was probably longer than that. You could tell it was cut.
I had what I did with Eric and also with Anna, and what seems to be working is to have a preset of questions, like I was telling you.
Sure.
That's the option that I give them. I don't require such a thing because this is nothing, right?
Right.
But they're kind of apprehensive, and I kind of sense that they're kind of defensive about a hostile interview. I mean, after all, this is Liveleak.
Right.
But hopefully people will have seen that I don't do hostile interviews, at least, not to strangers. I mean, maybe with people that I know over Skype. But what it turns out, they give me the questions, and I kind of order them in some kind of chronological order or something, and I change it. Sometimes I leave them out, and then other questions pop up. And then, of course, there's me, who I can ramble on and on and on. When I edit it, I cut out all my ramble and try to, sometimes I don't even ask the question. I just put little pauses there. And what's been working for me so far, between 40 to 50 minutes of recorded time broken up into 3 10-minute segments.
Sure.
And that, like you said, that's pretty long.
It is.
It's 10 minutes nonstop. There's no break. There's no it's just one topic, boom, 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 boom. I thought about breaking it up further, but then, goodness, who wants to see 20 segments?
Right.
Some person,
Well, I mean, the only thing you could do is possibly cutting out stuff that, and maybe that will come with time after you've done a few of these. And I'm sure that you want to keep it true to the person that you're interviewing. And then they see it and they like, oh, come on, man. That was my favorite part, and you threw it out. But
I give them an option. I upload the segments up to my YouTube. I have a YouTube that I don't use, but
sure.
There's that private video section. I'll put the whole interview up there,
right.
Review it, make some notes, tell me what parts you want in and out. And of course, with the Eric interview, that was the case. Yeah, he said some things, some personal things that, and he didn't want to, and there's some things that he said that I just flat out left out because I knew Liveleak wouldn't be able to handle it. So.
Well, he is a fascinating character. I saw some people, and Super Easy popped in here. I saw some people, had said, oh, why do I want to watch this? And, you're going to have that. And I would just start out with, if you want to do it for yourself, to keep that as your goal, because that way you're not going to be disappointed, But I think it's interesting, and I know people are really interested in, well, most people don't know her as Anna. She was P67 Granite at first, and now she's
Yes, apparently she had a couple of channels that she closed down, and I have the second segment, and in the second segment she talks about her reactions to all these negative points and everything.
Right.
Because in a way, you want to say I don't care, but man, it's we're raised in a statistical environment where numbers allegedly mean something. And I believe I told you that I found that there's something fishy with the point system.
I did. I saw that, and I would love for you to elaborate more on that.
Well, all you got to do is look at your stats there on when you go to your home page, number of views, and even some of the videos and the changes over a day-to-day period, and the same numbers kept popping up.
Is that right?
Yeah. I say, okay, coincidental.
Well, what made you think to make that equation in the first place? You just start tracking?
I don't know. Numbers get to me, man.
Well, I'm a big numbers. I'm a big numbers guy myself too.
I know,
but
you have to be.
But
the views per video, if you look at those, you tend to see the common set of numbers. Maybe it's the brain that's doing that. The brain makes weird associations, but I saw that and I said, well, there's a trend. Somebody's behind the scenes manipulating this. If I see it manipulate down, maybe that's a signal that your last upload, we're giving you a probation before you go into the full negative down cliff. The stock is going to fall out.
Well,
but no, back to Eric.
Yeah.
He's an interesting fellow, and the reason I wanted to talk to him is because, number one, I read I did a little research, and he's been around the internet for a while.
Has he?
And YouTube has almost banned him. I mean, they've called him out on several videos and stuff. But there was an MG Toast site that had weird people on weird males, non-typical men, and he was featured on it. And I don't think he realizes that he was the subject of an article, and they were kind of him. At least one lady in there says, well, at least he's not hating on women. I said, well, you got to be around women to begin with.
Right. Well, so, there's that group where that guy that just killed the people at school, which I didn't even know about. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's that it's like a group of people, and there's a name for it, where there was the Elliot Rodger guy is kind of the guy that killed the people in California, and I actually did research that Elliot Rodger guy a little bit when back.
Is it a right wing?
I mean, it might be somewhat political, but it's more has to do with how they are rejected by women and how they think that men
going their own way.
Well, I don't remember it being called that. It was something. Yeah. Maybe it is that. I don't know. But it was that guy that just killed some people, and he was, and I think he lived. I can't. It's unfortunate because there's so many of these incidents that happen, and I can't remember which incident he was involved with. But he was supposedly part of that group, and he was a big fan of Elliot Rodger, and these people, they think that that they deserve, like it's just because they have a penis, they deserve whatever they get,
One of the things that he had mentioned to me, he says, it's problematic to talk to women.
Yeah.
They withhold the withholding of sex practice, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
So that gives me an idea. I says, I know it's an exchange. It's like, what do you have to offer? And nowadays, you got to offer something for the goods, right? That kind of relationship, which is why half of all divorces are doomed, because it's not a business.
Yeah.
Because in a business, you're constantly trying to expend less resources and get more profit.
Right.
And if you view a marriage like that, and I'm only speaking like for forever, I've been married to the same woman, and if if I run it as a business, as a business, if your partner is someone that you hired, or that you know, like a partner in any kind of business, and you find another possible partner that could be better, newer, more efficient, more exciting, then dump the wife for this one. Kind of
Yeah.
like politicians do during when they're going up in their careers.
Sure.
Marriage is more like a charity. And not only that, in other words, you got to do it whether you want to do it or not. It's a vow that you made, and it's like, why should I be nice to a person who's rotten to me? Well, because I can help them. They really need the help.
Yeah.
But there comes a point where you can't help somebody that doesn't care about themselves,
Yeah.
unless you want to play a psychologist. You know,
Sure.
say, why don't they care? But I think we all speak from our upbringing, you know, from our experiences.
Sure, absolutely.
See, like I'm talking now from a marriage life, three kids, 2 grandkids, and an extended family, really, because I only have 3 kids, but I've had people, we kept people in our houses that are grown, married now. So I feel like we had a lot of children. My 2 sons are never going to get married. They said flat out. And they're in their 30s and 40s. And they've had girlfriends. One of them even lived with a gal. And they have associates. I said, guys, you guys ain't going to give us no more grandkids, right? Well, we've seen how you suffer raising us.
Oh,
We
man.
don't think it's worth it.
So
Not a good business deal.
you don't think that they're going to change their mind even if they find the right one?
No.
Kidding.
They love their time. They love their money. And they love their independence.
Right.
They don't want to feel responsible
Sure.
to someone.
It's tough,
like
man.
that.
It's tough. It's tough.
But a lot of guys, their age, I don't know what you call them. They're not millennials. They're born in the 80s, 70s.
Yeah,
That's your generation,
well,
right?
I mean, I was born in 73. I'm like Generation X, I feel like they called us.
Yeah.
By the way, before I forget it, it was incels is the name
Oh,
of the
yeah,
group.
yeah.
I see the chat, my troll central,
Incel-
those guys are top notch keeping up on us.
What's the name of it?
Incels, INCELS. There was several of them, and that is the name. That's the name that I always remember. So
Yeah, I think
my
I ran
hats
across
off.
it.
My hats off to you guys in the chat because you guys did a great job. But yeah, go. I'm sorry. I knew I'd
No, no.
forget. I knew I'd forget if I didn't tell it to you right now. And there's a 30-second delay. That's the thing that really kind of sucks because it's hard to. It used to not be so bad. But what happens is, and I know I get so off topic, but what happens is they're actually watching a recording of this show. You know, it's not live, and it does that because as soon as I'm done, there's a recording of it ready to go. So it's nice because it wasn't like that. I always recorded my show on my own, and it would take up a lot more CPU energy or whatever you call it, but it would also take up a lot of space on my hard drive. And now it just records it, so when I get home, I can say, "Oh, geez, how much of a fool did I make of myself tonight?" But it suffers that there's a 30-second delay. But anyway, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. So are we streaming live now?
We're streaming live. They're just 30 seconds behind us. But it's confusing because you can't keep a conversation. That's why I have to have stuff to look at here or talk to people because I can't look at the thing and say something to somebody and then they say something back to me. It's going to take 30 minutes to carry on, a paragraph. It's impossible.
And the chat window just scrolls on up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the technology is fascinating.
When I first came here back in 2008, when Saddam Hussein video and I was getting a lot of traction, that's how I came to the site. I found the community in here and I started lurking. And I opened up an account and I started commenting, getting to know people, reacting to them. So before I posted a video, I said, I've been thinking about doing this, and they encouraged me. And amongst them, there was Sloop, there was Hot Jobs, Rick Bond, a bunch of other people. Yeah, go ahead, do it. So I would advise people before they come out here and, hey, post a video, to lurk, do your intelligence. Find out do your customer research.
Sure, sure.
Location.
Right.
What will sell there?
Right.
What's the nature of the beast there?
Sure.
And either you have something that is valued there in some fashion, but you can't fake it because people can tell
Oh yeah.
if you're
Oh yeah.
faking it. You can't come over here and try to fake, being part of and sharing their values.
Right.
And that's what I did. And by the time my first Your Say was featured, which was like, whoa. So really? And people were like, really? This guy featured?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Right.
So
I've been down that
they were
road a
very
few
kind
times.
to me. And I've never really have come on here talking politics. Probably never will. My personal politics. That's not important. To tell you the truth, I did not vote the last election. No, the one before that.
It wasn't.
I used to
Wasn't too
vote.
many good choices to choose from.
I used to get, yeah. I mean, and people say, well, how? You're not an American because you're not exercising your American right. Yes, I am. I'm exercising my freedom to vote for one or the other.
Right.
Or none. None.
Right.
Maybe I'm setting up a rebellion over here in underground
Right,
or whatever.
right.
But because
Hopefully.
once I used to get into politics in the 90s, and I used to teach government high school, okay?
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah, long way back in the early 80s until
Sure.
I figured out that there's better ways of making money without all this torture.
Well, that's a shame, really. When you.
And then I went to become a trainer with a consulting management company, and the money was much better.
Right.
And now one thing that I've kept hearing, I keep hearing from the people who left Liveleak over there, they're ragging, oh, it's gone to shit. Liveleak has gone to shit. It's not what it used to be. I said, what's gone to shit? People have gone to shit, okay? Because, and I don't think people are any meaner now than they were ever, except that before they would check themselves. They would think twice before speaking, or I'll get fired, or I shouldn't go in with my Confederate flag in a black ghetto, and I shouldn't have gone to that honky-tonk bar with my friend from New York that one day.
We're a lot closer. We're a lot closer to each other now with communication,
Yeah.
as easy as it is too.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have walked into your place with your Confederate flag, but everybody that you saw when you walked in with it had one too. So now you can see Aunt Shelley on the other coast, and things don't fly quite as well as they did. When you see Aunt Shelley at the funeral, you got your Sunday best on. You don't have that Confederate flag on. So,
I just think that people have technology has enabled people to become who they really are.
Yeah.
They're much meaner. No, he was always like that.
That's
She
right.
was always
That's
that.
exactly
They're
right.
just not faking it
Yeah.
anymore. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And you see what you got.
Well, it's
When
going to be. I think there's going to be adjustment with how we're going to have to deal with how everybody really is.
Freedom of speech. We're free, but speech is not free.
Yeah.
Everything has a consequence.
Sure.
You do something. We live in a causal universe. For every action, there's going to be a reaction. And if I go out there strongly defending some controversial platform, like the alt-right or the extreme left, which will become the normal thing, hopefully not, then automatically you're the enemy of a whole host of people.
Sure.
I can't walk into Philadelphia with this cowboy hat. So how can I show my allegiance to a party, a particular set of belief like religion, without excluding myself from a great number of people? And that goes to why I'm on the internet, because when I was in Acid Planet, I found that there's a lot of talent out there, lurking out there. They just want an opportunity, just like they gave me an opportunity. I'm not saying that I'm talented, but to do something creative, to be something unique, in a field that exists, that is thriving or somewhat surviving. Why would I want to limit myself to knowledge? Because I believe everybody has something special to teach us, regardless of education, economics, regardless of race. Now, culturally, they might be stuck to their culture and they might be at opposite sides to other cultures, but those are limitations. Part of that's part of the freedom that we have to become. That's part of the barriers to complete freedom that we have to surpass. And it can't be based on any particular philosophy or any particular perception, because everything that's named, even time itself, is a construct. The Europeans don't measure time. Anna told me, well, how about 2300? And I'm like, okay, we're back in the military. It's at midnight. It's at 5 o'clock, and I have to calculate backward. Yeah, that kind of thing. Those things are the things that limit us. When I was in the Army from 75 through 87. And in 1982, when I was in field artillery school, because I went in as a private and I left as a captain, field artillery captain, and I was in field artillery school. I was driving one Saturday and I saw a guy, and I thought I recognized this guy, and I thought this guy was a Spanish guy. Hey, ¿qué pasó? Hey, man, I thought he was like Chicano or something, whatever. And he was very friendly. I gave him a ride. Turns out this guy was a major from the Jordan Army, Jordan. And he was a Muslim. And this is in 82, and he was very intelligent, brilliant. He was telling me how he had to compete to go to this, this artillery school of the world, the United States Army, to qualify, because we had soldiers from everywhere, from South America, you name it. And I remember going to his room, and he was showing me his robe thing with gold things, and I noticed that the underwears, the bottom of the crotch part of the underwear was lower, way down there. I says, wow, there's a lot of space here for you to swing. And he says, yeah, so you free. Free. And I said, okay, we're free. All right. And
2-syllable.
yeah. And I started getting into, he introduced me to his Muslim religion, culture, and everything. And throughout the years, up until 9/11, I had Muslim friends I would chat with regularly. Some gals from the UAE, guys from Jordan, from Egypt. And after 9/11, these guys disappeared. I couldn't get a hold of them.
Right.
My mails return, the mail demon. No.
Yeah.
What happened here? Why can't I've lost contact with these people, and that's when I started to see, something's changing here. There's a new paradigm setting in here. And unfortunately, fearfully, it has to do about oil and money.
Yeah.
And American treasure, lives. And, but, I'm not, my daughter, when she got pregnant back in 99, her boyfriend, who was an ex-gang member, street thug, his father was connected to organized crime and people that you don't want to mess with. And I took him to dinner. He says, well, I'm going to try to go to the Navy Reserves and stuff. And I had him for dinner, and I said, we went out for dinner, had some beers. I said, look, dude, this is what you're going to do. You're going to join the Army. You're going to go in infantry. After you go infantry, you're going to go to Ranger School, Air Assault School. Then you're going to be a real, they're going to pay you for the kind of stuff that you're talented at as a gangbanger. And he did exactly that. And right now he's E8, first sergeant.
Is that right?
In Hawaii, of an elite unit, combat unit. And he's had multiple tours, and he's got a chest full of ribbons, and I'm so proud of him.
Nice.
He's not the skinny kid no more.
Nice.
he got into it, something that he had talent, but not necessarily for customer service, but for, his background, his DNA. He's half German, and he gave me the two most wonderful grandkids ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're already teenagers, and Jada's here, but she's running around. She's driving already. She was on Liveleak. I put her on Liveleak one time.
Is
When
that
she
right?
was, and that was a scandal. Oh, how dare you put her on Liveleak?
Yeah, I did a video with my son, and we went to Costco and had I had it was like a 3 or 5 year old expired Costco card. And I joked about us going in. Well, I mean, we really did go in there just to get the free samples. But before the video started, actually, he wasn't even in the car with me. I was talking about how, when we're not looking for open garage doors and unlocked cars, we go to Costco to get free sample. And I thought for sure people would understand it, and they featured it, and there was I think there was 2,000 comments. And almost everyone, like 90% of them, are people just going off on me, telling me how horrible. And some of them were pissed off that I took advantage of Costco. I'm like, are you serious? Like really? Like you're gonna be? But people just want to get mad about something.
Yeah, it's kind of, basically it's kind of, the average leaker. And I don't mean to denigrate people who,
Oh, it's okay.
in any way that don't post. The trolls are important. Some of them are witty. Some of them are lame. Most of them are lame, but some of them are witty.
Right.
And they do keep us honest.
Right.
You got to be able to listen to criticism.
Sure.
There might be some constructive criticism amongst all those name calling. And what the hell was I talking about?
I don't know. That's one thing I've learned from Liveleak. It's rejection. Yeah, I think I don't know. I'd have to look, but I think I got 24 million views. A lot of those are videos I went and found, but there's a lot of videos that I just totally made an ass of myself, and I just did it to have fun. So I don't care if people want to tell me how much of an idiot I am. That doesn't bother me.
I'm uncomfortable with your grandkids, your great grandkids,
Right.
finding that stuff out there sometime when you're an old man sitting by the on
Right.
Thanksgiving, and by then it'll be a giant, huge production
Right.
3D. Look what Papa did back in 2012. Whoa! I remember that video that Donnie Jock posted where he's dancing naked.
Oh yeah, well there were several of them that he danced naked.
Yeah.
I think there were several of them where it was kind of his thing. Where at the end of the show he would go back to that clip and they would show him, and he's not. I don't see him on here anymore either.
He's got a son now.
Yeah, he
He's a
does. He
kid.
does. Yeah, and he lost a bunch of weight too. He's looking good.
Oh yeah, he looks great. He's doing really good in Austin, but he doesn't
Practically your neighbor.
post too much. Yeah, neighbor, 12 hours.
Right, that Texas is a big state.
Yeah.
But hey, so I want to wrap this thing up because it's getting almost 2 hours.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
But
All
anyway,
right.
so it's good talking to you, man. And I let me know if you want to do something later on. And it was really good seeing. And I hope you make more videos. And I really, no matter what happens with these interviews, I think that they're a good thing and a asset to Liveleak. So I hope you keep doing them because I'd like to see more of Liveleakers. And I don't know if you plan.
And I do it because it's kind of, the weird thing, as busy as I am, is that I want to line one of these up like once a week, interview somebody,
Sure.
and then start messing with the material for 2 weeks.
Right.
I find the process of editing those videos relaxing.
Yeah.
I get screwed up. Nobody's going to fire me.
Right.
I can not do it. Who's going to fire me? That kind of thing. But I find it relaxing, and also it allows me to hone down I do a lot of voice work, but this interview thing is new.
Sure.
And,
Sure.
I've been asked to.
Well, I noticed you don't get into a debate with anybody, and you don't interject your own opinion. And I mean, I don't have a problem with that. That's not my style. You were saying earlier that you think people are intimidated. I've had some interviews here with people that that I probably took a little too far, and so hopefully that didn't hurt your chances of getting anybody on your show. But so I apologize for that.
It's all good.
But
I mean,
if I have, and I've said this, if I had Sloop on a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago or whatever it was,
I saw that.
And if I disagree with Sloop, I'm going to tell him, and I'm not the type of person to just, you said some of the stuff that Eric guy said, and you might have bit your tongue a little bit to keep the interview going. And I would have had probably a hard time, depending on what he would have said. I know he didn't say it. I don't think in your interview, but I think he has some type. I guess they call it on the spectrum or something. I'm guessing. He was way more. He was way more.
The big thing with Eric is that he has a drive to talk about white nationalism.
Yeah.
He's an alt-right, not the same as a right-wing conservative.
He said he was like a social justice warrior before that. So
did he? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
at the
because
beginning
there's
of
a
your
difference.
interview, he said that. He said that he was real. I don't know if he said social justice warrior, but he said he was extreme liberal, is what I think how he put it. And
At
I
one
just,
time.
Yeah, at the begin. Well, I'm saying he said he used to be like that until he got treated unfairly by minorities. Is I think exactly how he put it.
Yep.
And to me, I think I said something in the comments about it because I don't see him much on here anymore. And even if he was, I'm still going to tell him the honest truth. And I don't know. I just find that shallow that other people are going to influence your opinions on life and people.
By experiences.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I'm not going to.
Listen, man, when I was a kid, growing up in New York City, my dad used to give me money, and I used to go, and I went to a store, and there was candy store.
Sure.
And it was a Jewish, Orthodox Jews with a little string in it.
Yeah, right.
And I was like an 8-year-old kid, and I had money. This is back way in the mid-'60s.
Okay.
And actually in the early 60s, and this guy saw me and says, "Oh, you little speck, you little skunks." My dad's Hispanic, right? And I says, "What?" And next thing I know, he grabbed me by my ears. I guess my ears were still big back then. And he picked me off and dragged me and threw me outside.
Is that right? Wow.
And from that time, I hated Jews.
Wow.
From that time, I hated them with a passion. Anybody that even looked partially Jewish. See, like you, I wouldn't even talk to you until I
got this nose. I've been accused of being Jewish. I'm actually Irish. Owen should be on my side. He shouldn't call me a blow-in. I'm on his team.
Irish. You're
Irish.
Irish.
I'm very Irish. Yeah.
Yeah. So anytime. Anyway, fast forward later on, when I'm going to school, one of my major sponsors was a Jewish guy. And one of my biggest mentors here when I got to Dallas was a guy who owned a company here, a Jewish guy. He used to treat me like a son. So imagine that preconception I had from my childhood experiences. Let it go.
It taught you a valuable lesson.
Yeah. Hey, brother, I got to go because... okay.
But no, thank you so much. It was great to talk to you, and hopefully we see you soon.
Always a pleasure. We
All
got
right.
to do this again.
Take care, bud.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right, everybody. That was old Pie, or I'm not even sure what he goes by now. Let me turn off. What? Let me turn off. Why is that not getting off of there? Do I have two Skypes going? Anyway, how you all doing? I see Super Easy still in here. It's always good to see Super Easy. There we go. There's two Skypes I got going on. Hayden has HTR or whatever, and I have Super Easy. Liar. Anyway, it was great seeing you guys. It was great talking to Pie. It was great talking to old Jerry, the American Rebellion. 2 hours. That's why I shouldn't do shouldn't do these shows. It takes too long. Geek. It was geek. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight and giving me your time. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself as much as I enjoyed myself. And until next time, cheers, Liveleak.